Hey everyone, it's Denise, and I'm at Sanctuary Hills, and I had a couple people interested in knowing how I built my boat at Spectacle Island, and Kat especially wanted to know. Um, so I am doing this for anyone that's curious. I've got the basis going on just to save a little bit of time um, with me showing you guys this. So I used, these are from the concrete tab, the two small curved ones there at the front, four small ones in the middle, two curved ones at the back. And then for the base, I just put these railings up because when you start using those ball track pieces, they are, uh, they can get confusing. So having a base like this to kind of go by really helps. And most of this is going to get, most of it's going to get covered up anyways. So you don't got to worry about that too much. And so I just basically started at the bottom, just merging it in to try to give a little bit of cover up on that, even though it's going to be put in the water. Um, you want to cover up that bottom a little bit just to make it look more cohesive. And I'm really trying to find my pillar here. I thought I had my pillar out. Whoops. So I hope that saves us just a little bit of time. This is one of those things where you just have to, it's not hard to make, it's just time consuming because if you're wanting a certain look, you'll have to fiddle faddle with these pieces quite a bit. So this is the basic thing. So on the, I do it backwards. So on the left side, I use the right ball track, and on the left side, I use the left ball track. So see, they come together in kind of a, it makes it look like the front of the ship, that little pointy part where they come together. If that makes sense. I don't know much about boats. I mean, I know there's a name for it, for that front part, and I just, yeah. Well, you guys know what I mean. So none of these have to be perfectly straight or anything. If you were to try to get them all perfectly straight, it would probably drive you even more insane. So I would just, do the best you can. The unevenness of it gives it more texture, makes it look more realistic, in my opinion, anyways. But that's totally up to you. Just keep merging these into each other. They're not as merge friendly in Sanctuary Hills as they are at Spectacle Island for whatever reason. But like, if I was at Spectacle Island right now, this would have already been in there, and I would have press build or place, and it would have been fine. So, but for here, I don't know what is going on here. It's just not being as friendly to me. So we'll just get it in there the best we can. So this one looks quite funky compared to this one. This one looks like it's stacking better than this one. So if you don't like that, just take it out and then just, this is the part that's really gonna get, unnerving, is just getting it the way that you want it to look, And I would just keep standing back and looking, giving it a second look over. Try to see, if that's the way you want it to look. And okay, that looks a little bit better. So see how this one's going up a little bit more higher than this one. We could actually try to lift that one up to where it matches that a little bit better. If we can. Can, but it'll stick out a little bit more. And see, this was why I had to have that base on there. If you do this without having a base, I mean, it just looks like complete mishmash, and you're like, you'll lose your way because of that. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And you know, you could always line it up to where it's looking more centered. This one is looking a little bit lopsided right now. Which is fine. I mean, as long as we're just, you know, getting the general idea of this stuff down, that is the point. Okay, so we've got left. Left goes on the right. We'll get a couple more of these. Right goes on the left. And so I did this at the front of the back and the front and the back, this opposite way of doing it. And then when I got to the sides, I changed it up to where they were both going the same way. It's to give it a different, a little bit different look. So it didn't look all the same all the way around. Oh, no you don't. Yeah, when I was at Spectacle Island, these merged in here so well. And I don't know if it's the ground that I'm on. Maybe this ground is like more different texture or whatever than the one at Spectacle Island. And I would never have thought that that would have a difference, but in this game, think about all the weird stuff we've learned in this game since it came out and what makes a difference and what doesn't. And you're just gonna have to realize, you know, if we haven't realized it already, that things in this game just don't make any sense. And it may be one of those things where, ooh, it's not working now, but I could wait like an hour and come back and then it works perfectly for whatever reason. So you see how it's coming together there? It's starting to look a little boatish. And so once I got, you know, pretty high up, I used two different pieces for the front and then just stacked more pieces in between those to fill in the gaps. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. I just at least wanted to get the front part done so you could see kind of the process and then how you could go about, you know, doing the entire boat this way, or even, you know, make yours look a lot better than mine, because I thought mine was a little haphazard. Not as haphazard as this one I'm doing now, but yeah, so see how they'll merge into each other a little bit better as you start getting it going here. Okay, so let's just keep, you know, standing back and looking at it. So we've got a gap down there, and let's say, you know, we don't want that, we don't like it. Yeah! So we'll just try to stick another piece in there. To hide it. Okay. Alright, so see, the front of the boat is, you know, kind of pointing up, you know, which is how, you know, a lot of boats, that's how they go. Where's that other piece? There it is. Okay, so you see how this goes? It goes up like that, which is the same, you know, direction we're going, or we want it to go. So, and I can't remember if I did this from the front or the back, but we'll try it from the front first. Make sure my mic is still going. I had to record this. This is the second time because I had the thing on mute and I didn't even know. Okay, so see how it's gonna kind of fit right on top there. And again, it's just one of those things that you have to mess around with. So this is the, the front part of your ship that's going to stick out a little bit. So then you're like, well, there's this gap here, and you're like, yeah, but don't worry, we can fix it. There's a left piece, and then you just start sticking in little pieces to, fill in that gap. And see, they'll merge right in there, and they really don't, look that bad. I don't think once you start getting them, you get kind of in a groove when you're doing this, and then everything seems to kind of fall into place. And then so I hope you guys can, see where this is going, and I hope you're able to understand it. I mean, I hope I'm explaining it to where, you can try to replicate it yourself if you want to, or maybe do a combination idea. Maybe you have a different idea and you want to kind of put this idea in with your idea, something cool, totally cool. Yeah. So you can see how the front there is shaping up to look like the front, I think someone called it a hull. Is that the front part of it? Forgive my ignorance, guys. I just, yeah, I don't know boat terminology that great, and I apologize for that. So see, yeah, they're looking pretty good, pretty merged in together. And so this is the front of the boat, that sticks up, and then you could put your little, you could even stick one of these out on the front. I think I originally had that sticking out on the front, and then I put, or no, I had one on there, and then the deer head wouldn't fit onto the edge of that. Wouldn't fit on the end of it. So I had to put the deer head on, excuse me, on the actual, side of the boat. Was it a deer head or a Brahmin head? Yeah, it was a deer head. I don't even know if I have any deer heads left, so we'll just use the Brahmin one for example purposes. So I was trying to get, the Brahmin or the deer head to go on there. It wouldn't, but then it would go, or at least the deer head would go and merge into the front part of this on its own. So that's what I did. And then I think I ended up using these for just side pieces, maybe that, maybe they would hang the strings that connect to the flags or something, And so, yeah, you just keep going on with it like that all the way around. And, I think it was about right here in the middle that I turned the pieces going the other way, to make it look different. But that's how you do it, guys. And so I hope that was helpful, and I hope it inspired you and gave you some ideas, maybe on how to even perfect it. Like I said, you can always get these pieces a lot straighter and whatnot. So, yeah, anyways, guys, that's it. So, I hope you're doing well. And Kat, I hope this helps you to make one of your own as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.